My heart pounded in my chest as I approached the old, dilapidated house known as Willowbrook Manor. Its ominous presence loomed over the small graveyard that surrounded it. The rusty iron gates creaked open, as if welcoming me into its eerie domain. It was a moonless night, and the darkness seemed to swallow the world around me. Reluctantly, I stepped inside the crumbling mansion, each floorboard groaning under my weight. The air was thick with a musty odor, and cobwebs clung to every corner, like an ancient veil of forgotten memories. A chill ran down my spine as I entered the main hall, and the front door slammed shut behind me with an unnatural force. I shouldn't have come here, I thought to myself, but it was too late to turn back now. My curiosity had gotten the better of me, and I was trapped within the haunting confines of Willowbrook Manor. As I ventured further into the house, the silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional sound of a distant howl of the wind. Strange shadows danced on the walls, and I could swear that I heard whispers echoing through the halls. Goosebumps covered my skin as I realized I was not alone in this forsaken place. I stumbled upon a grand staircase that led to the upper floors. With trembling legs, I ascended, guided only by the dim light from my flashlight. The creaking steps amplified my fear, and my mind conjured up horrifying images with every noise. On the second floor, I discovered a corridor adorned with portraits of grim-faced individuals, their eyes seemingly following me. Among them was an eerie painting of a young girl with dark, soulless eyes. I shuddered, feeling as though her gaze bore into my very soul. As I explored the upper levels, I became increasingly aware of the haunting presence that lurked within the house. Doors slammed shut on their own, and mysterious footsteps echoed in empty rooms. Each time I tried to leave, the front door remained locked, as if something didn't want me to escape. My only solace was the small notebook I carried, which I used to document my experiences. It was my anchor to reality, a reminder that I was still alive, still sane. But as the night dragged on, even my penmanship became shaky, and my fear began to consume me. In one of the bedrooms, I found a dusty diary lying on an antique dresser. It belonged to a woman who had lived in the manor many years ago. Her entries spoke of strange occurrences and malevolent spirits that tormented her family. The last entry was particularly chilling. Tonight, I saw the girl from the portrait again. She beckoned me to follow her into the attic. I couldn't resist her call, and now I fear I will never leave this place. The spirits have grown stronger, and I can feel their anger seething through the walls. God help us. I dropped the diary, my hands trembling uncontrollably. The woman's fate mirrored my own, and I knew that escaping this nightmare would be an impossible task. Driven by an unseen force, I found myself drawn to the attic. The air grew colder, and the faint light from my flashlight flickered ominously. As I reached the attic door, it creaked open on its own, revealing the haunting darkness within. Hesitantly, I stepped inside, and the door slammed shut behind me, sealing my fate. The atmosphere was suffocating, and the shadows seemed to writhe and twist, forming grotesque shapes that loomed over me. In the center of the attic, I saw her, the girl from the portrait. Her hollow eyes stared into my soul, and I felt an overwhelming sense of sorrow and despair. She spoke without words, her voice echoing in my mind, recounting the tragedy that had befallen her and her family. Suddenly, a spectral figure emerged from the shadows, and I realized it was the woman from the diary. She pleaded with me to break the curse that bound them to this accursed place. Their spirits were trapped, tormented by an ancient evil that fed on their suffering. In that moment, I understood that I was the key to their salvation. My presence had awakened the malevolent force that held them captive, but it was also my only chance to set them free. With trembling hands, I opened my notebook and began to write, reciting a desperate plea for release. As the words left my pen, the air around me shifted, and a powerful force surged through the room. The spirits wailed, their anguish and pain reverberating through my very being. But as the last word left my lips, an otherworldly calm washed over the attic. The girl and the woman smiled at me, their faces finally at peace. With a soft glow, they vanished into the ethereal plane, leaving me standing alone in the now silent attic. As I descended the stairs and reached the front door, it swung open with ease. The weight of the curse had lifted, and the house felt strangely empty. The graveyard outside, once haunting and foreboding, now seemed serene and tranquil. With the first light of dawn breaking on the horizon, I stepped outside, leaving behind the haunted mansion of Willowbrook Manor. Though the horrors I had faced would stay with me forever, I knew that I had helped two lost souls find their way home. And so, the legend of Willowbrook Manor lives on, a testament to the unbreakable bond between the living and the dead, and a chilling reminder that some stories are not meant to